NanOx, nanotechnology, fuel engineering. What's the problem? Here are the facts of your current situation. You're wasting millions of dollars on unburnt fuel. Your emissions are much higher than they could be, which will result in higher emission taxes when they become mandatory. The power of your engines is inhibited and they aren't running smoothly. Parts are wearing out quicker than they should be. You're spending much more on maintenance, spare parts, and unplanned outages than you need to. You're not fully meeting your SEEMP and ISO 14001 obligations. So how can NanOx help you? Lower friction, reduce engine wear and reduce risk of engine failure, longer cylinder life, and prevents future carbon buildup. All of this and more will guarantee you save a minimum of 5% on your fuel costs and 25% reduction in emissions. So what's nanotechnology? Nanotechnology is the creation of functional materials through the exploitation and control of novel properties of matter on a scale of under 100 nanometers. NanOx is a complex blend of surfactants in a water hydrocarbon microemulsion. Surfactants are compounds that lower the surface tension between two liquids or between a liquid and a solid. They act as detergents, emulsifiers, and dispersants. NanOx works by creating a homogeneous mix of 3 to 9 nanometer nanoclusters in fuel. Nanoclusters have unique physical, chemical, and catalytic properties to work at different stages of the combustion cycle. Within the fuel, NanOx nanoclusters reduce viscosity by up to 30%. This enhances fuel atomization because it creates smaller droplets and delivers an improved air-fuel mix. Once in the cylinders of the engine, these nanoclusters create microexplosions in fuel droplets. Water encapsulated within the oil droplets is heated, rapidly expands, then explodes, further atomizing the oil droplets. So how can NanOx help you? NanOx delivers guaranteed savings to every vessel every time it's used thanks to its unique nanotechnology. Making your fuel and engines more efficient means reduced emissions, and therefore less emissions tax, improved performance, lower maintenance costs, and of course, huge savings in fuel costs. So how does NanOx actually work to help you make significant savings on every vessel? Inefficient fuel atomization can cause real problems within your fuel injectors. When fuel is not 100% vaporized due to uneven mixing of fuel and air, it causes irregular combustion and rough running, or cyclic dispersions. NanOx surfactants and detergents remove injector nozzle deposits, enhancing fuel atomization via smaller droplets, thus giving an improved fuel-air mix. NanOx prevents future deposit buildup, maintaining a consistent spray pattern and uniform smaller droplet size. In the cylinders, NanOx causes micro-explosions, enabling a more complete combustion. This boosts power, causes smoother running with less noise, vibration, and hardness. It also reduces unburnt fuel, hydrocarbons, and carbon monoxide emissions, as well as inhibiting sulfur dioxide and sulfur trioxide acid emissions, and cold corrosion problems. NanOx also helps reduce carbon deposits and visible black soot emissions, giving a lower combustion exhaust temperature and lower nitrogen oxide emissions. Nanocatalysts remove carbon deposits and prevent future buildup. It also creates lower friction, reduced engine wear, and a reduced risk of engine failure. It means longer cylinder and liner life, cleaner crankcase oil, and extended maintenance intervals to maximize revenue. Here's how each of the effects of NanOx deliver the overall fuel saving. With NanOx, you can expect to increase engine power by up to 10%, gain typical emission reductions, and improve fuel economy by at least 5%. NanOx is unique. It's the only treatment which acts physically, chemically, and catalytically. The only marine fuel treatment which works in tanks, injectors, and cylinders. It's the only nanotech fuel treatment supported by a letter of no objection from industry leaders Wärtsilä. The only fuel additive with 7% fuel savings and 25% emissions reductions. And importantly, it's the only no-ash marine fuel treatment certified compliant with EN 590. And there are other benefits. SEEMP advocates the use of fuel additives and fuel of improved quality to minimize the amount of fuel required. ISO 14001 standard states, You must take action to continually improve reductions of air emissions, energy emissions, waste products, and the use of raw materials. With NanOx, you meet all these obligations. You'll slash fuel costs by a guaranteed minimum of 5%. Your spare parts, maintenance, and overhaul costs will also be significantly reduced. Here's just a few companies who have tried NanOx and agreed the treatment saved them money and reduced emissions. NanOx is certified by TÜV to increase fuel economy by 7%, reduce exhaust emissions by at least 25%, and meet the requirements of European standards EN 590, ensuring fuel quality is no ash. So don't delay. We guarantee NanOx isn't snake oil. Let us prove it to you with our risk-free NanOx trial. There's no capital outlay and nothing to pay until we prove a 5% fuel saving on your ships.